Is the rise of artificial general intelligence a blessing or a curse? Well, today I'm going to talk about four of the eight implications I believe are going to be once AGI comes into full adoption. I'm Max Rye. I love talking about AI. I love talking about business and how business is going to be tremendously impacted as AI adoption takes place. So let's dive right in and let's start looking at what's going to happen. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about four things. Number one, the implications for everyday life of AI, the ethical considerations, which is we're going to get into privacy. We're going to talk about autonomy. We're going to talk about the job market. Implications. What's going to happen with the job market? Are people going to lose their jobs? Are they're going to be more created? And number four, the healthcare potential applications for AI, which is really, really quite cool. And I'm looking forward to talking about that as well. First of all, let's dive right into everyday implications for artificial general intelligence. A lot of people have heard of AI, but what they're really talking about is narrow AI. That is artificial intelligence that's focused on specific tasks. But artificial general intelligence, as I've mentioned this in one of my previous videos, is actually AI having the ability to have general knowledge, just like humans. We have a general knowledge of a lot of different things, and artificial general intelligence, in a very similar way, has knowledge of many different aspects of life, and so that also means that it has the ability to help us in many, many different ways. So, when I were speaking to a lot of people about artificial general intelligence, many of them were telling me, "Oh, it's just robots. They're going to walk around, and nobody's going to really care about that much because people want that personal touch." However, I found very quickly that people are a little bit confused. Many people don't even know what artificial general intelligence is and how it's going to actually affect them in their life. So I want to talk a little bit about that because having artificial general intelligence means we can have really cool things like AI agents, or for example, a personal assistant that can help you making sure that you're waking up on time, that your meetings are all set. Making sure that you're getting your coffee, ordering your coffee for you, a number of different things that it can do for you that makes your life much, much easier, much more efficient. And at work, it can also have a huge impact. So imagine going to work and then a lot of your remedial tasks, all the stuff that you do over and over again, basic things, it can actually do for you, and even help look at your workload and see how it can help you make a lot of decisions so you're much more efficient. These are the type of things that are already starting to take effect, but in the next 6 months, we're going to see this really, really ramping up. A little bit more on the entertainment side, on the leisure side, one of the really cool things that I'm looking forward to is having AI customizing my experience with entertainment. So if there's an immersive game, it knows my favorite music, my favorite art, and all these different things, and actually incorporate a lot of that into my entertainment. And I mean, coming home, turning on Netflix, and having a customized, personalized movie that nobody else has ever seen except for yourself. And that is something that we can expect as we start seeing some of this generative AI take off. Only in the last few days, we saw ChatGPT drop Sora, which is the text to video program. So that is kind of the kind of stuff that I'm really excited about, really scaling up to create full movies and films as well. I think we can talk a little bit more about the ethical considerations of AGI because it is important for us to know what do we do about privacy and a few other things. When it comes to privacy, today we already know that we lose a lot of our data to the big tech companies, but it's going to be supercharged once super intelligence really takes place, or actually artificial general intelligence takes place. Then we're going to be sharing all of our information with these programs. They're going to be watching everything that we do, hearing everything that we do. And, is this information going to go to the corporations? Is it going to stay with you? Is there going to be a way to protect all of this? And this is one of the things that we need to be able to figure out sooner rather than later, because privacy is going to be a big thing, and it means a lot to a lot of people. Another thing is autonomy. So, what is autonomy? When you have an AGI system that helps to make decisions for you, say for example, it knows to order flowers for your significant other, or it books a car for you, who's responsible for those decisions? If you know, that's what autonomy is really all about, and we need to figure out ethically who's going to be responsible if there's a mistake made. Are you ultimately responsible, or can you just say, my AI agent made a mistake, I'm really sorry, type of thing. So that's another thing. And then thirdly, biases. It's really important to know, um, if you if you feed a lot of information into your AI, the information coming out is actually heavily impacted, based off of the information that you fed in. So just like a child, if you feed that child a lot of certain types of information, then say for example a lot of racism and so forth, or violence, more than likely the output is going to be very similar. And in the same way, if you're feeding your AI a significant amount of data, the output could have heavy biases. So we're going to have to find ways to mitigate that, try to figure out how we're going to solve for those things, because it's going to happen very quickly. Even today, the significant amount of information being used, we don't really have complete transparency in what type of data that they're using. So let's talk a little bit about the job market, because the job market is it's a lot of people's livelihoods. This is how they feed their families, how they pay their mortgages. So a lot of people are getting anxious, and for a good reason. I mentioned earlier just how much artificial general intelligence can do, and it will do. Now, this means that there's a lot of robots, for example, the Tesla bot, the Figure One robots, and there's a number of others as well, that combined with the right AI are going to be able to do quite a few different tasks in factories, on this, in warehouses, as well as white collar jobs. So AI can do everything from accounting, to legal paperwork, a wide variety of different tasks. That really causes a lot of anxiety amongst folks who are not sure what's going to happen with their careers. And I did put up a video recently about what are some of the things we can start doing to prepare for the next 6 months for AGI. But I think we're just gonna have to start getting ready and start thinking about how we want to reinvent ourselves. We're gonna have to start thinking about what life looks like if my career is actually taken over by an artificial general intelligence system. It's going to happen for a lot of folks, so it's good to start planning now. In a little bit more controversial situation, I believe a lot of folks believe that, hey, listen, a lot of new jobs are going to be created once AGI comes in and takes some of these other jobs. I personally, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's really going to be the case. Yes, there's going to be some new jobs created, but you can't really tell a truck driver that he needs to reskill and figure out how to become an AI researcher or something like that. I think that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. Maybe a lot of new types of jobs will open up, but many of them may require skill levels to be quite high and education to be quite high. One of the most exciting things that I'm looking forward to with AGI is really its impact on health, and health applications. Uh, that is an area where today many parts of the world, many corners of the world still lack great healthcare like we have in the US and in Europe. So I think that one of the coolest things that we can expect is seeing personalized medicine, diagnosis, treatments in every part of the world really improving dramatically. And that is something that I think AGI has a huge promise of. And of course, once again, going back to privacy issues and making sure that a lot of the data going into the AI is taken into account for. Once those issues are worked out, I think we can see some really, really great things. So one area that I think is really interesting is, imagine having all kinds of folks who have a very similar ailment as you do, having all that information put together. AI can help to figure out, hey, this group of people have certain issues, and help to figure out what's the best treatment based off of some of the other folks in that group as well. as well as other data points. Really, AGI can analyze really large amounts of data, health data, and with that data, it can really help to predict diagnostics and diagnosis that's much more accurate than ever in the past. This is one of the promises of AGI. Of course, there's a lot of clerical work as well, everything from setting appointments, managing resources effectively, a lot of documentation. All that can also be managed by an AI system. So cutting costs even more for hospitals and clinics around the world. So that's it for the first four items. I'm really excited for the next video because I'm going to talk about the other four, which are really the environmental impacts of AI, educational opportunities, the safety and security implications, and the existential risks and benefits of AI. I think that's going to be really exciting, so stay tuned for that. Until the next time, stay curious, continue exploring AI and its potentials. I'm Max Wright, and I'll see you guys in the next video.